This here is an Elkhorn model that we just sold for $199.
Sold this for $199?
Yeah.
I could build this for $40.
No, you couldn't.
Welcome to Well-Built Homes, the Tiny Home Edition. Today's episode is being filmed in an Elkhorn model built by Rover Tiny Homes. Today we're going to talk about why tiny homes are so expensive. I'd like to start off by reading you some comments left by people in a local buy and sell group that I commonly post our product on. I created a post marketing homes for sale between $150,000 and $200,000. Here are some of those comments.
Sue says, how are people allowed to post this absolute without getting booted off Facebook, or at least the page they're posting on? First of all, thank you so much, Sue. We know your time is valuable. And please keep watching if you'd like to better understand current tiny home prices. A comment from Fred. Maybe $29,000. Thanks, Fred. Keep watching to find out what your options are in the $29,000 price point.
Another client named Brian asked, $150,000 for a doghouse? To which I replied, well, Brian, you must really love your dog, and I respect that. We also had a concerned client named Dwight write in.
$299,000 for a tiny home that costs $30,000 to build? Eat a duck and choke on it. People are in the head.
Thanks for taking your valuable time to comment, Dwight. Please stop by our shop to understand our product better, and please also be sure to read the whole ad to better inform yourself of the product before leaving your opinion.
And lastly, we have a comment from Keith. Wait until the government sticks its nose into your business. You'll be renting to welfare recipients, and there will be nothing you can do about it. Keep communistic politicians out of BC.
I think that nicely sums it up. Mm-hmm. Now, before we get started, I should mention that we live near Vancouver, BC, which is one of the more expensive places to live and build in the world. So adjust the numbers according to the area you live in.
Andrea and I thought it would be important to have an honest conversation about what started the tiny home trend. See, the whole idea actually comes from self-built RVs. For example, let's say I have a 24-foot Jayco that's ready for the dump. I can either throw the whole thing away or tear the trailer portion off the frame and build myself a tiny home for as cheap as possible in my backyard.
To be honest, Fred, who commented above, could probably build himself one for $29,000 if he did all the work himself and scrounged for materials and deals. He might not be too far off, but not everyone is capable of a project like this. He also might never finish it, and then his wife will be mad because it'll be sitting in her front yard. And then what?
I thought you said it'd be in his backyard.
This is where people become confused because they compare the current tiny home industry to this backyard model, and the two are almost completely unrelated. You're going to want to watch our previous video to better understand the different types of tiny homes. We will post the link below. A certified CSA-approved A277 home can't be compared to a small portable RV.
So make sure you watch our previous videos to better understand the different types of tiny homes.
I literally just said that.
Said what?
That people should watch our previous video to better understand the different types of tiny homes.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Sometimes I feel like you just never listen to anything I say.
That's a weird way to start a conversation. At Rover Tiny Homes, we started out by building our first 30 or so tiny homes certified A277. At 12 feet by 40 feet, they are much larger than a typical tiny home, and being built to our local BC building code, they are much heavier and more expensive. So this type of tiny home can't really be compared to an RV. So we are now building RVs that have multiple slides and are built for permanent living, and the prices of them reflect that.
Another thing that people have a hard time with is the price per square foot.
See, the smaller the house, the higher the price per square foot. A 6,000 square foot house with a kitchen, bathroom, and laundry room has a lot of empty spaces that build cheap and bring the cost per square foot way down. A tiny home is basically just a kitchen, bathroom, and laundry room with a little bit extra. All the same systems as your house, but packed into a little box.
Stefan, do you want to break down the cost of building one of your homes for us?
Sure. Here's a few of our hard costs. Keep in mind that we're building higher end 12 foot by 40 foot homes and not necessarily trying to build a cheap house. That might be coming later. So let's look at our Elkhorn model. That's the one we're in now.
Can we stop and start it? Because you were like, here's a view of our hard, and it just kind of annoyed me. And then I thought it wouldn't actually annoy me, but it just kept annoying me.
I think we should keep it. Okay, so the lumber for a house like this is about $14,000. The insulation's about $4,000. Flooring's $4,000. Appliances are about $5,000. The cabinets are $16,000. Drywall's about $5,000. Windows $8,000. Electrical $7,000. Plumbing with fixtures is $12,000. Heating and air conditioning is about $6,000. Roofing's about $3,000. Siding $10,000. Paint $4,000. Shipping at least $5,000. And the labor is about $25,000. So now we're at approximately $128,000. But wait, there's more.
We have a dedicated sales team, an office manager, a designer who in our case also maintains our certification, a project coordinator, a shop manager,
a business developer, plus our shop employees and trades. Utilities and rent need to be paid. Renting a commercial space in our area can be over $20,000 per month. Shipping a house can cost up to $10,000 per unit within BC.
All sites must be visited and assessed. Lawyers need to make contracts.
Code compliant buildings need to be energy tested and permits need to be applied for, which is all included in our price. But what it offers our clients is a certified house that can withstand our harsh Canadian weather and has good resale value. It can also be insured, financed, sold, resold, rented, and warranted anywhere in BC that has the zoning.
But an RV-style home won't hold up as well for short or long-term off-season living in our Canadian climate.
Let me read you a text that I recently got from one of my clients. Hi, so our dear friends bought a giant trailer to live in while they build, and overnight at -7, it filled up with moisture to the point of soaking everything. Kids, mattresses, walls, everything. They reached out to me to see where we got our tiny home from, and if you had any available for ASAP delivery. So I responded, shoot, I don't think I have anything left. The soonest I could build one would be 6 weeks. And then she said, thank you anyway. I think they will all perish of black mold by then. Apparently their new trailer is a disaster. So that's the difference between a traditional RV and the kind of tiny homes that we're building at Rover.
We'd like to thank all of the concerned members of the Fraser Valley Buy and Sell for inspiring us to create this episode.
But remember, as our mom used to say, blowing out someone else's candle doesn't make yours burn any brighter. We'd all do well to remember that.